affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, Center for Legal Studies. Conducts law courses of BLLB, which are approved by Bar Council of India, and management courses by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of HRD and Government of India. The institute is accredited as Category A by National Assessment and Accreditation Council and assessed as Category A+ by State Fee Regulatory Committee, a fee committee of Government of NCT of Delhi, IP University, consecutively from past 6 years. GIBS has been rated number 2 by Times V School Survey 2019 and 21. The Institute's Innovation and Entrepreneurship Cell of GIBS has introduced Alumni Lecture Series as a platform to give practical knowledge of the legal sector by alumni to law students. We invite alumni to talk on their experience in field. The topic for today's Alumni Lecture Series is Rise of Legal Tech Startups in India. And for today's series, we are honored to have with us our resource person, Mr. Param Bhamra and Ms. Ayushi Sharma. Mr. Param Bhamra, today's first speaker, is an alumni of GIBS, is the founding partner at MediateGuru, which is an international forum having its reach in over 100 countries and connecting experienced mediators and arbitrators with young inspiring lawyers and ADR practitioners. He is the founder of LicitElite, which focuses on enhancing legal skills and knowledge of young students. Along with he holds a position as the founder at DiploTics, focuses on boost and groom diplomatics as well as political skills of young people. Mr. Bhamra is the chief patron at the MATR broadcast, a newsletter by MediateGuru, advisor at Just Advocates Law Journal, editor at the LicitElite Law Blog. Mr. Bhamra's professional membership includes member of Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, member of Singapore International Arbitration Center, and member of Mumbai Center for International Arbitration. Mr. Bhamra has over 9 books published ranging from criminal law, human rights, ADR, as well as in IPR, and also has dozens of applications in various national and international journals. I, on behalf of the Institute Innovation and Entrepreneurship Cell of GIBS, welcome you to this program. It is such an honor to have you, sir. Now I would request Dr. Vikas Gupta to felicitate the guest with a sapling. Now we request our guest to take the session forward.
I'd like to convey my sincere gratitude to Yadav sir and Ramandeep ma'am and Gita International Business School for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to stand here in front of you all. As beautifully mentioned by the anchor, my name is Param and I'm here to talk about rise of legal tech in startups. So let's start. I can say that I have some sort of experience in startups, having founded a couple to my name. So, show of hands, who here wants to have a startup or want to do something of their own? Do we have anyone? So, not yet. So, why startup? Why entrepreneurship? Why not, just have a steady job, 9 to 5, you can have a fixed income. And it was, he saw his boss coming in a Ferrari, he was mesmerized by it. So he asked, his boss that, wow, how can I get it? So boss, you will work for yourself and that can make all the change in the world. What are the benefits of being in a startup? As I just said, you will be your own boss. You will have deadlines set up by yourself. You will have all the freedom which you might want. You would have all the flexibility. Further, if you are a litigator or lawyer working in a law firm, you can have an average salary of, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. If you work for 10 plus years, you might get over a lakh per month. If you go to corporate, your starting salary might be 70,000, 80,000. Or if you have experience of 10 plus years, you can get around 2 to 3 lakh per month. But if you are an entrepreneur, if you have a business of your own, the potential is limitless. The sky is limit. You cannot put a number on the. You cannot put a number, the fame that comes with it. Further, one of the benefits of having your own startup is that you will choose which field you want to work in, you will choose where you want to work, you will choose when you want to work, you will have total flexibility. I guess today's generation wants flexibility. Am I right? Anyone? Do we prefer flexibility over rigid schedules? Thank you. Further, as I mentioned, you will be in control of your life, you will dictate what you want. So then again, how to have a startup? One of my mentors, she is a corporate lawyer in UK. So I reached out to her and I said, what to do in startup? Like from second year itself, I was in college, I wanted to have a startup. But the question remained, what to do, in which field to go. So my mentor told me that if you see a problem, you have to fix it and public will pay for that. So what we need to do is find a problem that is being faced by the populace in general, and hence, we can make something out of it. Like I attended a seminar back in 2018. It was given by then CGI, I don't recall his name, and he talked about the pendency of cases in courts. So, someone in the audience asked him a question that, sir, there are, crores of pending cases. What should we do about that? Why isn't the court working? Court goes into summer holidays and all holidays. Shouldn't court be open every day to handle the cases? So the judge, smiled and gave a reply that no, even if court sat 7 weeks a day, 24 hours a day, court still cannot fix that problem. Hence, I took that to my heart and thought that the pendency of cases is a pretty serious problem. And the problem we then also faced that not many people knew about ADR. Then COVID hit and we were like, what to do now? Because in COVID, there were check bounce cases, there was a surge in all other contract cases. So, in order to resolve all the disputes, ADR became the obvious solution. But yet again, not many people knew about this. So, I had a word with my friends. They were my classmates as well. So I asked them, what should we do? And then came on the idea that we should start an organization focused on ADR, which would help people know about methods of ADR and everything. And here we are today. I'll get to the story of that later. Can anyone tell me? Anyone please? Sorry? Who? Idea. Okay, that's great. And capital. Sure. Can you give me an average of capital which you think might be required? Just a general idea. It can be right, it can be wrong.
Depending on the goal you are going to achieve, the idea you are visualizing.
So, we are talking about legal tech. So it's not manufacturing, you don't have to start a factory. You are just giving your services. Sorry?
10 to 15 lakhs.
10 to 15 lakhs. Anyone else? Anyone? Idea? Okay, sorry, someone was saying? So we have idea, we have capital. What else? What do you think we need more?
Workforce.
Sorry?
Workforce, we need people to use it.
Well, in starting, you don't need that much workforce, to be honest.
Starting we need patience.
That too. But if you stay patient in a month or two, the idea might fade. And anyone else?
Skills.
Yeah, sales, definitely. As my friend said, we need capital. When I started my own venture, I put up capital of 400 rupees. That's it. That's the whole of it. For the idea, it's one of the most important things. Some of my startups have also failed because the idea was too generic. First I thought that we can go into field of law. We will organize webinars. We will do all this stuff. If speaker is coming from criminal law, we will do criminal law. If someone comes from contract law, we will do contract law. But it failed. Why does it fail? Because everyone is doing that. We don't have a first mover's advantage. And that's why my organization focused majorly on ADR, because at that time no one was doing ADR. So what we had is first mover's advantage. So the idea which you mentioned, you need to have a very, very specific idea which you also need to see your competitors if you have a competition, and you need to ensure that the thing you are proposing, no one else will be proposing that thing on the same price or on the same quality. Further, none of you mentioned networking. Even in our college, this is one of the major things which we missed out, is on networking. We need to have networks or already established lawyers, partners in law firms or judges. Success comes from those people who you personally know. They will help you reach that stage which you as a law student right now cannot go. Networking can open the doors for you, your degree alone cannot. One of my mentor, she is from Indian origin, in New York International Arbitration Center's executive director. So I asked her that, what's the benefit of networking? She told me, Param, if you apply for a job here, we mostly get Harvard, Yale, Columbia, law school applications. But what separates, the candidates is that some candidates you personally know, and that is, beneficial for them. Further, if you know, people at high places or lawyers or mediators, arbitrators, judges, they can also help your startup to reach at a new height. Further, for a startup idea, we covered capital, we covered. See, capital, we are in a very modernized and virtual world. You need capital, in my perspective, is to have a functioning website which will give you authority to work. Rest, I guess you mentioned the figure of 10 to 15 lakh to have an office and everything. You can have it online as well for starting. But my point is, you don't need office, workforce unless you start earning. You can have a startup, you can start earning, then from that earning you can invest back into your venture. That's why you won't be able to spend that much money. What you can do is just invest back what you own. Further, it's very vital to get people's attention. You can use social media. You need to have a very good handle of social media, and you can make posters, flyers of your venture on Canva. It's a free app, you can use it. Further, one of the things I would recommend all of you to do is get on LinkedIn. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was basically nothing. Then I came on LinkedIn, started meeting people, started talking to people. You know, if you send 100 messages to partners at law firms, one of them will reply. If you send 1,000 messages, 100 might reply, 10 might ask you to meet them, one might help you in your venture. What's the wrong in that? Then LinkedIn is basically for professionals. So all the professional world, all the legal world is there, and I do request you all to get on LinkedIn. It can make your career for good. Further things you need to start up is a team. You cannot just go out and do whatever you want on your own. You need to have a team of your friends who you can trust blindly. I'm not saying that you need 10 people, 15, 20, even 2 people can do it, even three people can do it. When I started my own venture, we were just 2. Then we made team, and now we are present in over 100 countries. Starting is you need 1 or 2 people who are your very good friends, who you can trust blindly, and who will be there to support you no matter what. Further, there are many government schemes for startups. You can apply for them. Some government gave collateral-free loans to startups. If you have a good idea, you can pitch in. It starts from 50,000 to 1 crore. But again, it's very complicated, and you have to go through very bureaucracy procedural. You have to apply somewhere, you have to get it registered. But in started, I would recommend you that if you do want to go in the field, you can just start from the middle, as minimum as possible, and then once you start earning through it, then you can go further, invest into it. Further, as I said, I'll talk about the story of my venture, that is MediateGuru. So we started back in June of 2020 in the peak of Corona. What we did was we reached out on LinkedIn. Again, we had a goal of reaching around North India in 2 to 3 years. So we started reaching out to people that, at that time the peak was almost in webinars. So we reached out to a couple of speakers of Indian origin that let's do webinars. We will provide free webinars for people to take knowledge and information. But we never really got any good response from them. Then further, we reached out to some international speakers, and from there we got good response. And I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe that our organization was the first to do international speaker here in India. From there, we started getting recognition. We used to do a lot of webinars, and that's how, we started having a name. Now we do mediation trainings, competitions, and we are also going forward in setting our own mediation institute, in which we will be taking on cases. Further, what proves sustainable to the growth is the consistency. We used to give our 100% and our 16 hours a day in starting, so that it can succeed. And we are at that point where we usually work around 1 to 2 days a week. That's it. You can see around 2 to 3 hours a day. Our reach is in around 100 plus countries with our advisory board consisting of around 30 plus countries. What we did managed to during COVID pandemic. We used to have our own online classes, but we managed to convince our faculty that even if we can't attend sometimes, please take care of our assignments, give us deadlines. Sometimes we agreed, sometimes we didn't. But the help and support we got from our faculty was everything which we would have wanted. There is an inherent risk in having your own startup. Very big. What would you do if it failed? Because see, if it failed, you can't put that in your CV. You can't say that I was founder of this for 2 years. Because the company will ask you where you are applying, decisions which you will ever have to make. Because as I said, if it fails, it fails. Your decisions would make them not fail. You need to make sure that the decisions you are taking are the good ones. Further, be presentable wherever you go, because as I say, jo dikhta hai, wahi dikhta hai. If you portray yourself as a leader, as a entrepreneur, as a businessman, people will recognize you for that, and you will be treated like that. And again, I guess business studies students might remember this. Without the element of risk, you cannot have profit, and without incurring risk, you cannot generate a good life for yourself. At the end, I would just like to say, before going into anything, before starting anything, you need to ask yourself, this is personally my mantra, which is, what's the worst that can happen? If you go down this path, what's the worst that can happen? And if you sustain the worst, then you should definitely go for it. If you can't sustain the worst, this is not for you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm honored to be here and interact with my juniors. So, as she has introduced me, my name is Advocate Ayushi Sharma, and I'll be giving you a few insights about the legal tech startups in India, right? So, you must have got a bit of insight about what are the legal tech startups, as Param have told you. कोई अगर एक लाइन में थोड़ा सा बताए, कुछ पता चला हो तो होते हैं. You had a 15-minute session, I think. Okay. So legal tech startup एक basically हमारे legal profession में everything is on the papers, right? आप हर चीज देखोगे, कोर्ट में जाओगे, सब कुछ पेपर पे होता है. So after COVID, what happened is कि टेक्नोलॉजी का हर किसी पे एक particular infusion हुआ है. And then why legal sector should be left behind, right? So many legal startups have been introduced, and these have been introduced to make an ease in the legal sector, right? And to fill the gaps. So there are few of the well-known legal startups, right? You can have the names such as the well-known famous name SEC Blog, SEC Online, iBlog Readers, which you all have known regarding the research. ResearchGate, शोध गंगा, जहाँ से आप लोग #ideas लेते हो research paper के. So you all must have known these startups, right? Right? Am I right? Yes, ma'am. Yes. So you have a bit of idea now that what are legal startups? Okay. So let me name a few of the legal startups that have been introduced into India, right? There is Preslo 360. You can use these startups, you can go to their website and take a benefit of it. So what is Preslo 360? Preslo 360 is an online ADR dispute resolution. जैसे दो लोगों में लड़ाई होती है and you call the third भाई कि भाई please help me, tell me who is right? So this is the third person. If you are having any of the dispute, instead of going to the court, you can go to this online platform, right? Preslo 360, where you can resolve your dispute amicably. Then you already know the SEC, case law mind, and there are few also. For example, lawyers के लिए भी है. आप आप लोग क्या करते हो? You must have note down the diaries when you have gone for internship. Next date क्या है? Purpose क्या है case का? Right? What has happened today? So for that also, the startup has been introduced, which is known as lockers. Okay? So at lockers, इनकी platform है, in fact एक app भी है, so you can download that app lockers, and that place you can record all your legal proceedings, which you have been. What will be the next date, right? So these are few of the legal startups which are developing at a very good stage. And also there is known as Loretto, MyEdgo and Legistify. So what they do is they are a legal marketplace जहाँ पे आप clients को interact कर सकते हो. You must have gone through YouTube जहाँ पे Loretto, Legal Justify इनकी YouTube channel है where they tell people कि क्या कर सकते हो, what are legal opportunities for you. They are also legal startups, right? Startup is nothing but the taking first initiative. उस मार्केट को आइडेंटिफाई करना जो एक ब्लू मार्केट है जहाँ पे बूम आ सकता है, जहाँ पे आप सक्सेसफुल हो सकते हो, राइट? टू फिल द गैप. सो बेसिकली ये सब वो स्टार्टअप्स हैं जिन्होंने गैप को फिल किया है. ओके? अब आप बिल्कुल न्यू लॉयर हो, आपके पास क्लाइंट्स नहीं है, सो हाउ विल यू गो फॉर क्लाइंट्स? कैसे लाओगे क्लाइंट्स? घर घर जाओगे, चिट्ठी दोगे, आई एम अ लॉयर, प्लीज गिव मी योर केस. So there is also an app for this known as legal card, right? So at legal card you can identify few of the lawyers, few of your clients, right? अगर आपको किसी senior lawyer की advice चाहिए या you need something an insight into the law, तो आप legal card app download करो. इनके app पे आपको बहुत almost at present that I have noticed as per data, more than 10,000 advocates have been registered. Okay, so you can take help from them, you can contact them. Also, there are very well-known trademark watchdog services firm, right? What they do is, ये आपका जब आप trademark apply करते हो, so they keep a check कि आपका trademark किस stage पे है. आपको काम करने की जरूरत नहीं है, they do for you. So this is also a well-known startup, right? अब इस startup का rise का reason क्या है? लोग क्यों इसको इतना पसंद कर रहे हैं? क्यों इसके क्या advantage होंगे? Obviously, अगर rise है तो इसके advantages तो जरूर होंगे, तभी तो लोग चाह रहे हैं. So the best advantage is कि बहुत ज़्यादा time consuming है. आपको जरूरी नहीं है आप lawyer के पास जाओ, पूरा दिन निकालो, या lawyer के लिए जरूरी नहीं है कि वो पूरा दिन client को दे, right? आप एक point पे बैठ के बहुत सारे लोगों से बात कर सकते हो, so it's very time consuming and cost effective. हर कोई लॉयर की फीस अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकता एंड लॉयर के पास भी इतना टाइम नहीं है कि वो हर एक क्लाइंट को एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम स्पेस दे, राइट? सो दोनों के लिए टाइम कन्वीनियंट है, कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव है. और थर्ड पॉइंट ये है कि आपको बहुत ज़्यादा ईज प्रोवाइड करता है, आपको हेल्प करता है कि आप ज़्यादा लोगों से इंटरैक्ट कर पाओ, राइट? सो दीज आर बेसिक पॉइंट्स दैट कुड टेल कि भाई why there is a rise in the legal tech startups in India. And if you want to go for a startup, so basically you can go for two schemes which are very well known. First is the Startup India scheme. ये Indian government ने scheme start की है in the year 2016 or I think 2017, in which you can register and आपको बहुत ज़्यादा cost effective है and there will be many schemes for the schemes for which you can enroll. And then there is another scheme MSME. I think you all have heard about it, MSME, right? So you can also go for an MSME scheme. Since legal is belong to services, so minimum आपकी investment और like minimum investment का कोई सीन नहीं है, but maximum investment का है. You can maximum go for 10 lakh for services, right? अगर आपकी investment 10 lakh से ऊपर है, then you cannot go for services in MSME, right? Registration. Then you can go for Startup India. So these are the basic two schemes at which you can register yourself, start your business as a sole proprietor, as a partnership, the way you want it, right? Anybody else? If you want to ask something about any startup, any question?